guys, it's your girl Gatamande here with you again. So today we're going to be talking to an upcoming artist, but the guy is really good, as you can see. And I'm here with Caleb. Caleb, please can you say hello and introduce yourself to us?
Hello, I'm Caleb. I'm a visual artist, a textile designer.
Okay, so guys, we're going to be talking to Caleb about his career, how far he's come in arts, and what he thinks about artists, upcoming artists, and his area of concentration, like what his focus is in the art world. So stay with us as we go through this interview. Thank you guys. So Caleb, tell us about yourself, like let's know who you are, your background, where you came from, stuff.
Okay. My name is ezumezu Caleb. I'm Igbo.
Okay.
So I'm from Anambra,
Yeah.
Idemili.
Idemili.
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm a visual artist. I took interest in visual art when I was little.
Okay.
So growing up, I used to escort my dad to his workshop. He's actually a trader.
Okay.
So he sells clothes to men's wear actually. So I took interest in fashion itself, same as colors back then. So as time goes on, I decided to okay, since I have an idea of this growing up, why can't I just be the one making them? So that's how I started
Oh, that's
as an artist.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so what prompted you to go to which university did you
Okay.
graduate from, and what
Okay.
unit?
I graduated from Cross River University of Technology, Calabar,
Okay.
textile unit.
Okay.
So actually, textile was actually hard because that wasn't what I was expecting when I actually ventured into the textile design.
Yeah.
But I got to understand that textile itself is craft, not art,
Yeah.
and is almost craft that we practice every day because textile has to do with our everyday life, the clothing aspect, the decorative aspect of it, and the furnishing aspect of it. So I got to understand that it's not only clothing or fashion,
Yeah.
but textile itself is a craft in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, how did you find your first years in school? What was it like? You know, some students say school 100 level was so difficult. You had to go through a lot of things, and like the previous artist I spoke to, he said we had extra classes just to compete with others, and stuff like that. I just want to know, what was school like for you generally in visual arts?
Visual. Well, year one, I have to leave home, which is far, Anambra State, to Cross River. So that alone was challenging. The cultural barriers and the language, the food itself. But I know that I have to just go through it because there's nothing else again. I have to just prove to myself that okay, that this is what you wanted and you're going to have it. So my year one was actually tough. Calabar back then was rough. So our years in year one, we used to spend days in school. When I mean days, I mean we sleep in school. Like days, night classes,
weeks.
So, but I had to just continue because I believe that okay, that this is something I just have to practice and I have to just gradually grow myself on it. But my year one wasn't that bad, even though that I have some step backs and all.
Okay, so I heard a lot of students fell in love with A and B and some other stops at the junction. Do you care to show some lights?
Yes, actually, our True Tech Junction was Epobasi. That's the name, and the A and B, yeah, that's just our normal morning vibes now.
Yeah. So after the whole night class.
Yes, you don't wake up. I used to have my brush in my bag, so the morning class I'll just brush, take my A and B before head home to go and take my bath and all.
Yeah.
So at the junction, we used to buy bole. That's what we call plantain in Calabar, bole and fish. And with time, I got to enjoy afang soup and epan.
Yeah,
That's what I am porridge. So that's good. I do enjoy Calabar.
It was all fun.
Yeah.
So, like, when you went into textile, like, what was your main focus? Like, let's say you went into this with the intention of becoming a better person or a picture of your dad in mind, having to trade or something like that. So like, let's understand how it was for you, the steps you had to take to become the best in what you do, and how far you've come. What do you think others should do differently?
Well, before I went into textile, I discussed with my dad. So I had to lay out my options because I'm good in drawing, so I can paint,
Yeah.
and I'm good with graphics also. But how to venture into textile because I believe that it goes in line with the family business. And my aim of going into textile was to make clothes, not like sew, but design t-shirts and all.
Yeah.
Because with time, I got to understand the communication with customers and what they actually want. And due to the production of clothes here in Nigeria and the ones that they do import, they don't
Uh-huh.
give the real quality or the real aspect of design that the customers want.
Yeah.
But due to that's what is in the market,
Uh-huh.
everybody have no option, so they just have to go with what's there.
Okay.
So, but when I ventured into textile, I
Yeah.
got to understand that it's a lot. I have to understand pattern making also, of which I actually fell in love with.
Yeah.
So there are so many variants in textile that I actually enjoy, like the pepperworks, which is normally the design making,
Yeah.
and then there is the macrame for decoration and the tufting aspect. But I got to understand that this also can also be added in clothing.
Yeah.
So not just the normal t-shirt that we have. And with the Gen Z generation that is trying to take over the market now with the social media and the almost everywhere they're actually taking over. So
Yeah.
I had to understand that what they actually need is different from what we understood as fashion and what we understood as clothing. So I had to just venture into that. And for someone that is trying to meet up with the artistic value or being a textile artist, they have to take themselves down or actually try and focus on pattern making, which is the main aspect of textile. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's quite inspiring and all. So, when did you find your niche? Like, what inspires your work? When did you, because I've noticed that most of your works are not like the normal textile works we find online or see on a daily basis. You make um a class of different designs that are very, very interesting. So, what would you say inspires your work?
Okay.
And when did you find out you wanted to do this? Like, when did you find out this was where you were leading to, heading to?
Okay. First, I drive my design from nature, and then me being an artist, the normal is not what I see as normal again.
Okay.
So I have to make more. I have to just experiment. My work is just based on experimenting. So many designs, so many geometrical shapes, so many floral designs and abstract, which is where I can combine those patterns together. So that's actually where my work is actually heading to, and so many things are involved in making this because I have to do research also. I have to look for a color that will actually fit with the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it has been so far, and I'm still developing more.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
It's a great journey so far. So, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, in the art society?
In the next 5 years, well, where I'm heading to at this point, or where my vision is at this point is
Yeah.
I will be the leading face of the fashion industry.
Wow.
And that's the fact, not because I just want to say it,
Okay.
but because I've made so many research in the fashion industry in Nigeria. I
Yeah.
understood that mostly what they do is just the copy and paste of a design.
Yeah.
No one tries to involve theirself or their creative nature or the natural or the indigenous symbol
Yeah.
into their design. So that alone I understood. I understood how it complements each wears, the gowns, the shirts, the shorts, the jackets.
Okay.
So that alone I know that when I'm ready
Yes.
or when I actually achieve what I wanted,
Yeah.
then that's it.
That's you'll be the
I will
face
be the
of.
face of the fashion industry in Nigeria.
Wow, I can't wait to see that, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to having an interview with you in the next five
Sure,
years,
sure.
and discussing about your industry, and I'll just be amazed at how much you've grown and where you are, and I'm really, really supporting and vouching for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, what are the challenges you face so far on your journey as an artist? We usually ask these questions so that the upcoming artists or other artists out there will know what to do differently and will actually understand that, okay, if I take this route, I'll get this progress, or I'll get this success, or I'll do something differently. You know, some people never had the opportunity as artists to get advice from other professional artists, and it's really a thing, you know, getting to give out to the younger ones out there, point them in the right directions and everything. We just really want to hear what you have to say to
Okay.
encourage people out there.
So far, the limitations I've actually met was the lack of materials, not materials in the aspect of the tools and materials, but
Yeah.
the symbols that you need to experiment with.
Mhm.
With the researches I've made so far, the NCB symbol, which is the most popular now in Nigeria, and
Yeah.
they keep saying it's most popular, but we have limited information on it.
Yeah.
The address symbol also, is out there, but still we have limited.
Like
The affix
going
symbols
back
also,
to the history.
yes,
or-
going back to the history, because that's what I'm to represent in
Yeah.
any piece I'm to create.
Yeah.
And still in my art journey, I had no mentor that I would say, okay, this is who like gives me the creative idea or actually
Yeah, this is who
motivates
you
me.
look
Yeah.
up to.
So I think that was the first mistake I did, not having a mentor. But having a mentor shows that this is what this person is doing, and this is what you like to do when the time comes.
Yeah.
And then you want to advance in a way that is different from their own, but yet complement what they are doing.
Yes.
So that alone is what I would tell the upcoming artists. They should have a mentor. They should have someone that they look up to, someone that they can access, and then
At any point.
at any point. So that is just it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's been good having this talk with you. So I don't know if you'll be showing us some of your works or materials so that people will have an idea on what you really do. Because okay, as for a fact, I know what you do because I've seen most of your works and I can vouch for you. But yeah, the audience will also love to see some of them.
Sure.
And I believe we'll be adding those to this video at the end so that some of you will see what Caleb ezumezu is all about. And I hope you guys are going to patronize him. I'll tag his Instagram user handle on this video, and you can check out his page and also try to get in communication with him. He's a very, very good artist, as a matter of fact. Well, I want to say thank you for coming and thank you for having this chat with us, and also your advice out to the audience out there and the upcoming artists. Thank you so much, Caleb. We really appreciate this.
Thank you.
So I don't know, did we talk about your work process or something like that?
No, we did not talk about the work process. So
Okay.
many works are involved. So
Okay, do you care to share
elaborate.
some? Yeah.
Okay. In making adire, which is the batik,
Yeah.
first I sort out my designs, which I've been practicing for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Then lay out my fabrics, have my candle wax ready, and then I draw with a sharpened foam. There's no English name for it, so we just call it a foam because that's what
Okay.
it's made from.
Yeah.
So that's what we draw our designs with. And from there, we now dye the first fabric of the clothes, and then we make another design on the fabric, which gives it another different kind of sweetness.
Yeah.
And then the fabric is just there. But after that, with the wax, that's when we remove the candle from the fabric. We do that by boiling the fabric.
Yeah.
So once we are done with that, we just iron and the fabrics are ready to be sewn.
Okay.
So, but due to the expenses and the process, it makes the fabric more expensive.
Yeah.
Now, most people don't even know that we have those kind of fabrics here in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Well, most people that do, they do try to actually support the creative industry in Nigeria,
Yeah.
and which is where I am coming in, because those design will not be made on fabrics again to be given out
Yeah.
for people to just make wears for themselves.
Mhm.
I will make those designs and then I'll transfer them to t-shirts, to jeans. So you have a streetwear
Yeah, different designs.
with a design made from the traditional motifs,
Wow.
which means
Wow.
the new generation will still get back to the culture, but
Yeah.
in their own way.
Tracking
So-
down your roots.
So when I say that I'll be the face of the fashion
This
industry,
is really interesting.
I mean it.
Like-
And with time, sure, with time.
This is
Well,
putting
actually-
Africa out there and
Sure.
Nigeria as a whole out there. And wow, like I didn't really get it the first time, but right now I do understand what you meant by saying you'll be the face of fashion, going back to our roots, but yet feeling the Gen Z generation.
Exactly.
Wow, that's a great mixture. Wow. So I would like to ask, why art? Like, you definitely said you picked it up from your dad and all of that, but you could have done something else. You could have done something differently to, you know, take up your dad's craft or work, but you chose arts. Why arts?
I enjoy doing art specifically
Yeah.
because what I wanted to do initially was architecture,
Hmm.
but there was no color. It was
So
just forms and
sorry, so I get this a lot. Like a lot of artists initially wanted to be architects, but then go down to art. So it's like interesting. The one, why art? Like
the
it
colors.
keeps ringing in my head. Like why art? Because architecture is also a way of design, and it's also art on its own,
Yeah.
and it's really interesting. It
Yes.
draws a lot of attention.
Yeah.
But then people tend to choose art always. Why art then?
The art in art, it shows you the colors. It
Yeah.
shows you the free form of expression,
Yeah.
and that alone changed my mind. So it's
Mm.
not only about making lines on paper and then trying to know how it will look like when a civil engineer makes the work, but
Yeah.
you yourself have the opportunity to now create the work for yourself, no matter how big or how small it is.
Yeah.
But then you have to understand the work itself, and then the color you choose is an expression of yourself.
That's
So
true.
fine art or visual art has always been there, but most people seems to take art as something that, oh, you have to be, yeah, you have to be talented before you
Yeah.
can do that. But that's not how it is. Once you understand something and then you enjoy doing it, then you can go.
It's a free form.
Yeah.
And you just need to express yourself really on paper,
Yeah.
and people love it. Colors.
Exactly.
Colors draw attention always.
Exactly.
Oh wow, this has been a very, very interesting session. I can say for a fact this was one of the best I have had since I started this. So I want to say again, thank you so much, Caleb, for having this session with us, and we expect to see you quite sooner than 5 years time.
Yes.
Yeah, so pray for progress in your arts and every other thing you do. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye to the people.
Bye.